Action, Wall Street in the red, Asia in the red, GIFT Nifty indicating a gap down. So how will all of these overnight cues impact our own markets? Our research team is joining in with how the trade setup looks like and the stocks that are likely to be in the news. First up, Vivek joins in to get us all the market cues that you need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. It's a gap down. What's the setup looking like now for the markets?
Well, good morning. It's a Friday the 13th setup that we are looking at. And, when you're talking about the overnight cues, like you mentioned, most of the indices, most of the overnight cues are actually indicating quite a subdued and a weak start as far as our own markets are concerned. US market set for a weekly decline. Oil prices yesterday ended with marginal cuts. Brent futures now hovering around $73.4 a barrel mark. But let's have a look at the Indian markets yesterday. Indian markets ended with cuts, largely range-bound trading session, and that's been the kind of trend that we've seen at least in the last couple of trading sessions. Along with that, remember, the mid-cap and small-cap index that actually saw 14 straight sessions of gains yesterday did see some selling pressure emerge at the higher levels, and that is something that we would need to keep an eye out for, given the fact that the broader market outperformance has been quite stark till now. Now, along with that, what actually transpired in yesterday's trading session? Look at the FMCG stocks under quite a bit of pressure. Most of them last Friday saw selling pressure, saw a bit of a bounce back, but yesterday you did see most of the top Nifty laggards being from the consumer discretionary space. Along with that, a couple of stocks that saw very large block deals but failed to recover after the block deals transpired. They were clean out trades. Both Nuvama Wealth as well as Newland Labs were in focus. Remember, market breadth yesterday was in favor of declines, going ahead and bucking the trend that we've seen in the last couple of trading sessions. And along with that, look at a couple of stocks yesterday that saw quite a bit of a steep sell-off. So have a look at Nalco. Alumina prices worldwide seeing a decline. Stock down almost 7.5% going into the F&O band today. And Container Corporation yesterday, Goldman Sachs further cut its target price, retaining its stealth stand down almost 4%. Like you mentioned, today's cues, GIFT Nifty, Asian markets all indicating a gap down start for our markets.
Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Over to Vamakshi, who would list out the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for. Vamakshi, good morning. What's on your list?
Well, good morning, Hormaz. Let me first start off with Tata Motors. They have announced that they will be increasing the prices for their commercial vehicles by up to 2% from Jan 2025 onwards. Hindustan Aeronautics is the next counter that I'm watching out for. The Ministry of Defence has signed a contract worth 13,500 crores with the company for procurement of 12 Su-30 MKI aircrafts. Ashok Leyland has bagged an order worth 346 crores from Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporation, and this is for the supply of 1,475 BS4 diesel fuel type passenger bus chassis. NHPC, the board has approved a revised borrowing plan. They will be looking to raise debt worth almost 6,900 crores and will be raising up to 2,600 crores via bonds. NESCO, National Highway Logistics Management, has declared the company as the highest bidder. The estimated annual revenue from 4 sites is expected to be 300 crores from year 4 of operation. Badger Projects also on our radar. They bagged an order from Solapur Transmission for establishment of Solapur substation. GR Infra has received an LOI for a transmission project in Karnataka. Quoted price for the project it is at 107.7 crores per annum. Pennar Industries will be entering a JV agreement with Zetwork manufacturing businesses, and this is being done in order to manufacture and sell solar modules and cells. Greenply Industries also on our radar. They've closed manufacturing operation at its ARMS Vadodara-based MDF plant due to breakdown of the machinery. Necessary steps are being taken to resolve the issue as per the company. Zomato is the last one we will be watching out for. They've received a GST tax demand of total 803 crores, including interest and penalty for the period October 2019 to March 2022.
So keep an eye out on all of these names. Vamakshi, thanks a lot for that. And lastly, Mangalam joins in with cues from the F&O space. Mangalam, good morning. It's a gap down. What are the levels that the F&O setup is indicating?
Well, a bunch of levels that we'll be watching out for. Yesterday was slightly muted in terms of trade setup. The frontline indices down about 0.5% each. But importantly, the broader markets, the mid-cap index and the small-cap index saw a bigger fall. And that explains why, portfolios may feel that, after a big up move that we saw in both these indices, there could be some case for profit booking. What's interesting, however, is that despite that 0.5% fall that we saw in the Nifty, the trading range for the day has been around that 100-150 odd points itself, telling you that there is consolidation in the Nifty and the frontline indices itself. But two signs that we need to definitely keep an eye out on. One, second day running the FIs have sold, and yesterday the sell-off was a lot higher, 3,500 odd crores versus 1,100 crores that we saw in the previous trading session. And the second part, in the last 3-4 trading sessions, the FIs have been unwinding their long positions and adding some shorts in index futures as well. Yesterday too, close to around 1,400 crore worth net sell, they unwound 21,650 long contracts. If you look at, the FII exposure in index futures, the net exposure at the start of the week was close to around minus 38,000 odd with a long exposure of 45%. As we come towards Friday, that number has increased to minus 68,000 and long exposure dropping from 45% to 40% itself. For the options that expire next week, 24,600 seems like a bit of a fulcrum. 24,600 call, premium of roughly 200 rupees, telling you on the way up. 24,800 is a bit of a resistance. However, 24,600 put as well, equally active for a premium of around 150 rupees, telling you again 24,450 would be an important support to watch out for. If you're selling that straddle, maybe the range becomes a lot broader. 24,300 to 24,900 is what one is looking at. Nalco, after that big fall yesterday, has entered FNO ban. And Manappuram, we had pointed out that maybe, the stock gets out of FNO ban, and that's exactly what's happened. So we'll keep an eye out on this one.
24,450, the level to watch out for the Nifty on the final day of the week. Mangalam, thanks a lot for that. Time for a short break. Up next, India's retail inflation has eased from a 14-month high in November, while the industrial production also expanded in the month of October. More on the other side. Stay tuned.